Wait. Yeah, shut up. All right, I know I'm late. Like 1 whole minute late. Oh my god. Oh my god. I set a schedule for myself and I missed it by a whole minute. Oh, I'm going to explode. Kerbal has lost its atmosphere, but this is fine. It's not. It doesn't change anything. We're jumping right into this. Mostly because I don't know how much time I have. I seem to have lost a lot of time when exams seem to have started happening. It's kind of crazy, you know? Oh yeah, I have exams coming. I'm not in college, alright? It's fine. It's just like AP exams, but like that's like the same thing. It's fine. Also, it means everything wants to implode, including our study sessions. We're like in the middle of a study session today, and it's going great. All right, we're remembering stuff. It's great. I said great 3 times. Be quiet. And then they're just like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna have a fire drill right now. Everybody outside." It's like, bruh. And we were already on like assembly schedule from a thing in the morning, so like the class is already short. It's like, oh my god, what is happening? So that happened. Anyway, we're gonna be building a satellite network today. But first we have to launch this rocket. Now you might notice the rocket is 90 degrees off of where it was yesterday. You might also notice it actually has landing gear. I didn't forget that like at all yesterday. That'd be crazy. I would never forget such an important resource to the safety of yeah, I forgot. Okay. There's one thing I need to do, and that would be fix staging. Have I fixed staging? We're gonna say it's fine for now. I need to fix more staging, but you know what? Let's just do this now. I don't need to rush it. Well, I might need to rush it, but I'm not going to, because I don't need to. We're gonna have a chill KSP2 stream. Absolutely nothing is happening, so therefore nothing can go wrong. Yeah. Where are my numbered action groups? Oh, here they are. Okay. Custom 10 and 9. I want 10. 10 is going to be this engine. Here. 9 is going to be these 2 engines. Kind of similar to how I do my SSTOs. And then 8 is going to be all the cargo bays. Why? Because I like being fancy. Shush. I can be fancy if I want. You can't stop me. Well, you can, but you're not going to, because I said no. Toggle. 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 Alright. So now we have a cargo bays. We have solar panels here. And we have a little bit of a maneuvering stuff problem. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add some of these as well. I don't think we need them too like readily, but I'm just gonna add them anyway. I mean, we might as well. Just as long as it doesn't clip, which it doesn't. Should be good. Save, save, save. We got our Kerbal in there. Bob. Let's put Jeb in there, actually. Jeb and Bill is the engineer, I think. And this should work. We're gonna be speed running this today. Oh my gosh. Recover, recover, recover. Okay. So, 5 satellites go into Eve. That's right, Eve. We're gonna be doing the colonization thing, all right? Because let's be real, I might as well. So today we have labeled the episode "The Network." What is the network? Well, it's gonna be a satellite network. I'm not sure how you couldn't have figured that out. You fool, you moron. first time in my life I actually get... I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna push the problem under the rug. We have trajectories, it's fine. Yep, we have trajectories. Don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about it. There's a way to fix that, it just involves quitting me. Ignore this, by the way, I don't have SAS on anymore. Okay. Over to launch. Quick save. Ow. My braces just bit me. Sick. I'm gonna restart the game. This will take approximately 15 seconds because this game is amazing and loads in like 2 seconds. Quick save. Awesome. Quit game. Let me make sure I don't like explode or something. Alright, so the screen's gonna go dark. 3, 2, oh, I failed completely. It's fine, don't worry about it. The game is now booting up again. Oh my god, professional YouTuber here. Oh my god, we're fixing bugs. See, the game doesn't even need... You know what? This game is released... It's so incredibly stable right now, I don't even think it needs more updates. Yeah, I don't even think it needs more updates. It's fine. Nope. We don't need them. Updates are optional. Okay, no, but actually, like... Please release the Colonies update. I beg of you. As far as I'm aware, so this is day 3 of something happened with KSP2. Do we know what it is? No. But something has happened. So this should, I think this will fix it. Should fix it anyway. Day 3 of something funny happens to KSP2 and we don't know what it is. Devs, supposedly the devs say it's okay. Nothing bad has happened whatsoever. So we're going off them because big corporations don't have the best track record for telling the truth. That seems political. I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright. That's not what I meant. Okay. We have orbits now. Oh my god, we have orbits. Amazing. We're going. Alright, with a simple, calculated whatchamajiggle, we have now gone straight up. So I've aimed it this way for the sole purpose of making it like way easier to do a gravity turn, because all you have to do is press S. Oh, I see what I've done, and I've messed. It would appear the control point is not actually the cockpit. It is the control point in the satellites, which are in the cargo bay, which are pointed in a different direction. So we're gonna fix that with a simple control from here command, and everything's fine. Okay. The Kerbal said okay. We're okay. It's fine. I don't think there's enough space shuttles that people make. Are they in efficient design? No. I don't care. Okay, we're getting unstable. That means we're going fast enough for us to be unstable, which means we can start the gravity. That's my reasoning. I don't know if it's a good reasoning, but it makes sense to me. I bet this is gonna overcorrect, so let me put the gimbal limit down. It's a bad idea, but I'd rather it not overcorrect. This engine, even in the original, let's be real, this engine has so much gimbal that it it'll flick itself side to side, do all sorts of crazy things. So just blowing the wheel will prevent that experience. I've actually tested this in atmosphere earlier. It does work. That's not a problem. As we ascend, we'll probably have to put lower the thrust and make sure we still stay away throughout the ascent. I just cobbled this together and did no research to how this thing would fly yesterday, and that didn't work because it blew up. It actually made it to orbit. It just didn't do it very efficiently. So I'm happy with that. Test the tank. It did a wee, which is to say it span around and hit me and blew up. So we're not going to do that this time. We are superior. Looking a lot better. Nice thing about having an engine here is that when you have an engine here, your center of thrust is an angle. So technically I could actually fly this the other way around with this on the top, and it wouldn't make too much of a difference. I like doing this because it looks cooler. If you could be in the cockpit anyway, you could be looking down at this, be upside down, and that's just cooler. But a little bit unstable. I suspect this is trying to overcorrect. That's generally what happens. We want more height. Wait. This way. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Much better. Okay. We're getting toasty. Sick. These flame effects are much better than KSP2. Fight me. This is something you cannot convince me of. This game does re-entry effects better. I'm not sure if that even is an argument, but if it is, I win. Because I said so. I do think it. Because it's a mesh base, like this engine exhaust here, as opposed to being the heck is it? I don't know the technical term for it. Okay, this is gonna spin in a circle, and I don't like that. Please stop spinning in a circle. RCS. Come on, RCS. Yes, okay, I can turn these off now. Activate the side engines, which we shall use to circularize much more efficiently. Why do I need that much for this payload? I don't. Don't have me. I don't need this much efficiency for this, but if I want to use the shuttle design again, I might as well make it efficient. Let's put it that way. Alright, we're almost out of the no we're not. We're kind of almost out of the atmosphere. So we can activate. We can hit the solar panel button. Oh yes. This is the most necessary button. You would not believe. It is clearly the most important button. Why is this so unstable? Like, what is happening? These better not be being funny. What happens if I disable? Okay, I disabled them. What happens now? There's been something wrong with reaction wheels, and not just in the not the dedicated parts, but even the capsules since day one. I think anyway, it could just be that they have less authority, like a realistic authority, because, you know, RCS is kind of how things maneuver, not really reaction wheels, which I get. Let me get out of the atmosphere first so I can kill this heckin' rotation first. Oh my god. Stop spinning! Alright, we're in space now. That means I can do that. Now I want us to point prograde. What's it gonna do? It's gonna spin to the left. No, I don't have these enabled, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. Where is it pointing? Is it even, like, pointing somewhere? The next question, I guess. Sneeze. I think this is just a reaction wheel bug, and I don't know. Maybe it's SAS. Can I do SAS instead? Can I be the SAS? Or does it just have phantom rotation? No, maybe it's an SAS thing then. That's fine. We'll deal with that. I think. Or we just have... I can do that. Alternate solution. My mic just doesn't work. Well, I mean, it works, but it's just really quiet, and I don't know why. Why is it so quiet? Anyway, okay, the music's just down by like half, so that's better. Alright, when in doubt, quick save. This never breaks anything. You know what? I bet it's the satellites being in a different orientation. Inside the ship. That's what I bet it is. Have you ever run out of power? No, I haven't run out of power. We're gonna pause this. Actually, wait. I think I know exactly how to fix this. We had a study session when the game first came out, and we were yes, there we go. Parts manager actually useful for one time in its life. That's incredible. We want all of these reaction wheels. So we want this one. We're gonna turn the torque off. Torque enable. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Actually, yeah, you know what? We'll turn those off as well. This one is off. Then we have off, 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 off. I bet that fixes it. Let's see. It might not. Let's see. We're not at apoapsis yet, which is good. Group actions sometimes don't save. That's the biggest problem I've had with them. Like, you'll go to launch and they just won't have saved. But that's the biggest issue I've had. Nothing really past that. They've generally been working for me. This seems to have fixed it. Maybe I'm just... Maybe I just got incredibly lucky, but it appears to be actually working now. Which is good. Yeah, it's actually pointing towards prograde. That's amazing. Okay, let's get to 90 and we can begin. Well, I have 3 action groups on here. I have the little engines on the side, big engine, cargo bay, and so, I mean, I don't know. It's not an issue that I ended up getting for some reason. I can see the audio being down. I want my... Where is it? Ambience? No. Sound effects, there we go. A little bit more engine in this. Okay. Then we can do the landing, which I'm really excited about. Because it's either going to go 2 ways. Or it's either going to go really good, or I'm going to crash and burn on like grass or something. I landed it on the runway and it was really stable. Haven't tried it on like a proper re-entry path. I've tried it on like the fake re-entry path you do where you just point prograde, but like it's not efficient. I mean, it is, but 80 kilometers. Alright, I'm gonna manually do this because if I use the action group, like this one right here, it turns the engine on and that pushes this into it and it blows up. So that's fun. Let's not do that. Is it stuck? That's annoying. Get out. Leave me alone. Okay, we're good. Closing up the cargo bay. Closing up the cargo bay. Cool. There we go. Okay. Do we have phantom forces on you, or are you just like... Oh no, you're just aligning to prograde like I told you to by accident. Okay, sick. Kindly stay in the same orientation so that... Oh my god! It did not stay in the same orientation. It did not stay in the same orientation at all. We had a bit of a physics jitter. Real. It was gonna happen. Okay, is this before or after I fixed the thing? Let's see. I suspect it's before, as everything appears to be moving. Off. Off. We want... Off. 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 I'll do another quick save. F8 is not quick save. Sick. Alright, we're gonna have to do our orbital insertion burn again, but that's alright. It's not too long. Or painful. It could be a much more painful burn than it is. Spin this into an orientation that is sane. Well, actually, there is no sane orientation as it is in space. I'm not going to worry about that. I'll stay in that orientation. I like that. Time warping is a lot more stable with the burns going through it. The only problem with burning like this is that you keep your orientation the whole time, which can be an issue if you're doing a longer burn. sometimes. It's also, it depends. Very much depends. If you're doing a maneuver node, it's actually what you do want, but yeah. Meh. Thanks for the sub. Alright, let's see. Now that we've done that, quick save. And open the cargo bay. Let's start time warping immediately so that it leaves my vicinity. And I can do whatever it wants, because I don't care. That's up there. It's probably aligning to prograde right now, like a nerd. But we need to land, or at least we'd like to land here, so I'm going to time warp. Actually, no, I want to flip retrograde. That's what I want to do. Give me retrograde. Before the sun leaves, please. Thank you. This is just reaction wheels being slower. I don't know if I like reaction wheels being slower, because on one hand it's a game. Does it need to be realistic? On the other hand, it's really realistic that reaction wheels just don't function like this. They're still way more powerful than actual reaction wheels, so is it that much of an issue? Probably not. Okay, we want let's see if I do my numbers right. I think I want 45. It's either 50 or 45 will land be there. We're gonna go with 45 and then quick save. I could be wrong. I could be incredibly wrong about that. We'll see. I probably am wrong about that. I bet it is 50. Only one way to find out. RCS, activate. Retract the solar panels. Okay. So we're gonna hold prograde. We have enough drag where having it is not an issue. So I'm gonna, you know what? Let's keep these open because I might just try and do this on one attempt, which would involve just burning the engine to get more range. I think it was definitely 50 that we needed to go to, but I think I can make it work. I can force it to work by just keeping this trajectory. It'll take a little bit, but the satellites are in orbit already, so you know, let's just land this. Like, why not? There's no point not to. It is a space plane, and if you can land the space plane, that means you space planed good or something. TM. Alright, we're about to have a sunrise here in approximately 2 seconds ish. I don't know. It'll be at some point. Mission clock is moving at approximately 10% faster. Like, it's actually not twice as fast. Like, if you go down to this, it smooths the game out a little bit. It's actually not, because the time is tied to the frame rate, but I mean, this is longer than a second, and if you actually do this, I don't think it's running at 4x speed. Oh, flames. Flames are happening. Fire. Speaking of fire, I don't know how we're going to survive an Eve approach just yet, because the atmosphere seems to kill every single 10-meter inflatable heat shield I throw into it. So we might need to just like pile on 5 or 6 of the regular 5-meter or 3 and 3/4 meter ones Also known as large and extra large now, which is a term I have to get used to saying. Hey, look, there's the sun. Taste the sun. The sun. Ow. I just looked out my window and there's an actual flaming ball of fire known as the actual sun out there. My eyes are now on fire. Ah! Okay. How we doing on trajectory here? Are we gonna make it? Because I have no idea. I'm gonna let this keep going. Hopefully it's fine. It appears to want to tend to, like, sort of go. I'd say that, but it's just kind of wiggling up and down here. Never mind, I lied. Okay. I'm inputting math right now. That's why I'm talking incredibly. I mean, I have time. This thing is just doing its re-entry thing. I'm doing a lot of math right now, so I don't have to do it on camera. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put in 2 numbers on camera. It's gonna be amazing, trust me. How are we doing on this? We're down to 36. Apoapsis is now below. This is actually moving around Kerbin, which I think is a good thing. Then again, it might come back. No, I think we're getting lift. Are we getting lift? We are getting some form of lift. That's nice. Maybe we'll try and just hold us in this kind of position. In my experience, it does get a little bit unstable when it does that. It tends to flip. I'd rather not do the flip thing. It's not conducive to stability, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Alright, our periapsis is now past the Kerbal Space Center here. It's also dropping quite rapidly, which tends to mean we're gonna come up short. Means we have to extend the glide distance. I'm gonna bring this up to 30 with our engines. I know we're gonna survive a little bit longer in here. They don't see any temperature gauges or anything. I don't think heat is disabled. Yeah. Parts can get heat. We seem to be fine, so... I mean, all the times I tested this was fine, so I'm not too worried about it right now. I want to know what this looks like inside the capsule. Please. I think there was a mod, but it was like for 1.0, and not going back to 1.0. So it's not conducive to my sanity. Okay, this is dropping a little bit faster. Currently at 37 kilometers in altitude here. Manual control and it's almost getting me killed, so no, I don't think I will. Just keep me doing this halfway around the planet right now. Yep. Doing this lower in the atmosphere at 35 is a little dangerous, but let's see what happens here. I see, if this was a normal thing that wasn't a little more unstable, I would just, what am I thinking? I would just skip it, hold it at an altitude, at an attitude, but tends to overcorrect when I do that. So I kind of have to hold progress. At least with this ship. I can do it with other ones, just not this one. Or at least As far as I'm aware, I'm not able to with this one. I'm gonna burn these engines. I'm kind of brute forcing this. I meant to enter at 50, or with a 50, because then I'd stay in the higher atmosphere longer, or I'd enter like here instead of back here, which is where I did enter. Wasn't great, but whatever. This means we're screaming through the atmosphere for longer. It's only a little fire, never hurt nobody. See, what I want to do is have this skip. It's not really skipping right now. Sure doesn't help that I'm kind of... Let's switch to the main engine here. That should give us some more kick now that we're further down in the atmosphere. It really doesn't want to, though, so... we're burning a little bit of fuel to do that. It's fine. My best landing with this was with empty fuel tanks, so maybe it's good. Maybe it's all fine. Just need a little bit more time. Aloft at 25 kilometers. We're burning a bunch of speed though to do that. That's why I wish if I could hold an angle here instead of just pointing prograde, I would be able to gain much more lift. Kind of skip off the atmosphere a little bit more, but that's what I have to do. Oh, blew it. No way. Oh, okay. I messed it up. I don't know how. I did. Yep, okay. Well, we just ran out of fuel. I did an oof. Yeah, now we're this will stabilize itself getting further down. It's just way less fun, and I'm not gonna do it again. Well, I could. Let's see, how much time do I have today? You know what? Yeet. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna try it again. I mean, might as well. I know I have more time today than I did yesterday. At least, assuming that when I tell them I want to eat later, they don't make food now anyway. That barring that slight complication, I'm like, alright, I want to eat at like 10 o'clock. Not 10 o'clock, Jesus. I want to eat at like 8 or 9 instead of 7. Alright, we're gonna go to 55 kilometers. Quick save. Go from there. This should have us re-entering above the, or not above the desert, but in a more advantageous position. I think the best way to put that. The apoapsis is... Alright, well, I misjudged that a little bit. A little bit. Just a little bit. I might also need to be, and this periapsis might also just need to be here instead by the time we re-enter. There's that aspect of it. But we're gonna go for this a second time now. This time it'll be great. Nothing bad will happen because it's better. Okay. Let's do this. Wish I could have gotten it on the first try. Wish I quick saved during the descent like a sane person would, but nope. I think there was a MechJeb mod actually. Now that I think about it, that would allow me to hold an altitude. No. Well, yes, but also no. I want to hold an attitude, which is like a pitch value, not an altitude. Which is, oh my god, the solar panels are out. Nope. That's extra drag. We have 2,000 meters. I could make it to the moon? Huh. I approve. I approve of making it to the moon. That's another thing I could do. If for some reason the payload hath not enough delta V's, I could use this as a sort of kick stage. It'd be not great as efficiencies go, but it would work. It'd probably give me another 500 to 1,000 meters per second. This is without a payload, obviously. I'm not sure how much that would drop, and it's probably like by half, if I'm being honest. Because it is another fuel tank in there and an engine, really, so yep. I'm gonna do something funny, and not that way. I want higher drag. So we're approaching 55, and I know as soon as we see flames, it's worse. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna hold this actually then. That did not work as I had intended it to. See, I could try and hold it at like 15. Oh my gosh, it doesn't want to. Like, I can do it. It'd probably be good for now, just because it's a higher drag orientation. But the spaceship doesn't want to. Maybe I can just try 10. Just to get a little bit of speed bleed here. Because 55 is higher than I think I want to be. I think it is 50. That would be the ideal altitude. But we shall see. And the worst thing that happened is what happened last time, which is you lose control. Yeah, see, now we have some flames coming up. You can see them right here, building up the plasma layer. It actually looks a lot... Well, I mean, like it should. It looks a lot like the Starship footage we got from the previous flight test, which is nice. That was cool. That was quite cool. I liked seeing that. My throat is incredibly dry. My water bottle is not on my desk today. It is on a different desk, which is not the desk I am currently at. The desk that it is at being known as a countertop in a kitchen. Yeah, okay, so this is going to probably be alright. So is what, see, because this is higher, it should allow us to glide a little bit better. once we recover this, we can get on to the more complicated part of the mission that isn't as finicky. Hopefully, anyway. Let me check my Delta V chart. Not my Delta V chart, my angle chart to see where we need to put Eve. Trying to multitask by not letting the ship pitch up too hard, but also look at what I need to do after this. Because I think the angle that they're at is incorrect for right now. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, Eve needs to be like a quarter turn, I think. Maybe it's the other way around. Something like that. It's in the wrong position now, I know that. It's not the same as where, because we just came from a ghillie mission with a return ship, so that ideal transfer window is not the same. Sometimes it's close enough, but this time it's on the other side of the heckin' Kerbal system, so nope. Not the same. Not the same. Alright, we're cruising at apoapsis, right? Actually, no, it's a little bit behind us. We're actually pulling the apoapsis, which is good. I like to see that. Nope. Get us in a better orientation than that, please. Okay. That was bad. Did not like having to do that. Let's see if I can... It's gonna have to get bleeded off. And this is the best way to do that. I think. We're less stable now, actually. It doesn't matter. Okay, I might have messed up this entry too. Yeah. I can salvage this, but it's gonna be a little bit painful. Nope. Fail. I need this to stay in this orientation for a bit, because in order to fix it, we need to burn the engine a little bit prograde. Yep. I don't know if we're able to do that. Periapsis is here, so we might just be able to stall the thing above Kerbal Space Center. Let's... Yeah, I think this is salvageable. Because we're overflying it, and only because we're overflying it. It's gonna be incredibly scuffed, but I can do this. How's our trajectory looking? We need to pull it in the other direction. Okay, I'm gonna put it down to regular speed so I have more control. This should pull this down. Alright. We're gonna salvage this. Yeah. It'll be more stable in this at the lower speed. The Kerbal Space Center is on the other side of this, so I'm fine with it being a little slower. So I'm not doing nothing during that time. Contrary, I'm doing something. Okay, so soon we're gonna want to stall this thing, like the heck out of this thing. We gotta wait for the perfect moment. We're gonna pull out all the stops. We're gonna open the cargo bays. Oh, you know what? No help here. The limit being at 100. Alright, pulling the trajectory over the runways. Good. Alright. Alright. 50 kilometers. Now we're gonna do this with an open cargo bay. So that provides the drag. And then we're going to point in an orientation that'll give us a lot more drag, which will be this orientation right here. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, I think we're too high. I did make a quick save earlier, so I think we just have to try this earlier. And then we might be able to go in. Because we got super high in approach here because of that flip over. Salvageable. Scuffed, but salvageable. Because we're not using anything extra. So yeah, instead, we're just going to do that whole thing at this point instead. Quick save. Let's see how this works. If this works. When this works. How this works. Maybe even why. But like, definitely not why. Alright, crossing over the landmass now. Alright. And now, this is where the fun begins. We have to pull the orbit this way. And get a bit of drag, but not too much drag, because if we get too much drag, we're going to come up short. I'm going to F5 here. I think this is the best shot we have. 100%. Okay, let's start pulling this way. maintain this angle while we pull this way because the atmosphere is getting thicker as we're dropping below 35 now. I think this will work. Crazy, but I think it might just work. Alright. A little bit more. Atmosphere has more of an effect, but we have less of an effect on our trajectory as we do this. Oh, that might just do it. Okay, that looks good enough. I'm gonna turn off RCS, it's not gonna help us anymore at this point. On approach. Okay, that looks really good. That looks really good, alright. Bleeding off some speed. This looks really good. Alright. Oh, yeah. This looks good. I like this. Can't make too much movement, but you can make sort of little ones. Like this. See, normally I'd have an action group to adjust the sensitivity of these with like a... Not the, heck, what are they called in, KSP1? I don't think they were in the, one of the updates. It gave you like a slide. I used some numpad things to, basically have a little sliding scale. I can adjust the sensitivity of this. You can also trim it. I don't know if this has trim. Might have trim. I don't know. 400 meters per second. Trying to flatten out this. Dive here. Give it a little bit of a boost here. Just to force it. Oh, I know why. Because I'm pointing prograde. That makes so much more sense. Get it off prograde. Dang it. Kerbal Space Center. Alright, runway 09 right.
Hello.
Deploying the landing gear. Deploying the landing gear. Nice. Nice. Greased it. Alright. Yep. I like this thing. Yep. I approve. I approve of grease landing. You don't get too many of those. Sometimes your ship will glitch out. Sometimes your ship will decide that landing gear aren't there. Sometimes it's just great. Sometimes it's just great. That was great. What a landing indeed. See, this is the point where I taxi the thing off, but we have a mission to get to. So, I'm just gonna recover it. Sick. Jeb is just the best pilot. He looks at a plane and he flies the plane. That's just how it works. Can you stop making my bitrate go delete? Thank you. That'd be nice. Alright, where is our ship? This is our ship. Control. Sick. Alright, we want torque. We want torque. SAS, prograde. I'm gonna only do one then. Okay. That's new. So this happened before because they're off axis and I guess they're opposite each other. Game doesn't like that. So the reaction wheels are currently fighting each other. Fortunately we have other ones in here. We can enable those. That might help. Yeah, each of the spacecraft has a reaction wheel. So that might just get us pointed right. I know we have reaction control system on here. I'm not going to use it. That was the wrong button. That was not the right button at all. Now we're gonna have to, oh man, we're gonna have to do the landing again. Okay. Wait. Really? Okay. I'm gonna do this at warp 9. Warp factor 9. Can I grease it again? That was dumb. That's because of staging reasons. That happened because of other reasons. Like, because it was attached to another spacecraft. It's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. What, hi. That's real. Speed running. The recovery. Okay. Thank you. I won't do a rollout this time. Mostly because there's like no point. I will grease it again. Okay, that was not grease. That was a thud. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Recover vessel, confirm. Okay, let's warp to an Eve transfer window first. That'd probably be a better place to start. So Eve's transfer window occurs once in a blue moon at the angle of the one I am thinking of. Yep. That's, I mean, it's accurate. Okay, so Eve, we want to be behind at negative 45-ish. It's not actually negative 45, but it's around that. I think it's like negative 50. So 45 is like that. We want it to be a little bit more like... there. We'll go with that. And I can get this image off of my face. There we go. Ryanair landing. Real. Fun fact. If it is raining, and the pilot slams the plane into the floor, it was intentional. I can't see a thing, and I suspect neither can you. One moment, please. I am currently working to rectify the situation with time warp. Actually, what angle do I need to be at, first of all? A little bit in front. Got it. Let me pull this back up. So we want to be... Let's just set this up. So, yeah. If they punch the thing into the floor when it's raining, it's to break the surface tension with the water on the ground, because otherwise you might just slide. Okay, Gilly mission, what? No, I want to... Why am I setting it to Gilly? I want to set it to Eve. First world problems. There's just too many planets. Bother. Alright, we need this. Alright, let's see. So we have a 2.1 degree ejection angle. That's just because I was launching from a shuttle. Like a try-hard. We have a nice second encounter there at 1,000 meters per second. So I think I'll take that. Do a correction burn here at 2.1. Correct that, and we'll just get an encounter. Then we're gonna have to do... we're gonna have to get really low to Eve to do the second burn, which would be a capture burn, but we'll get there when we get there, because that needs to be equatorial. Okay, let's do this burn here, which should really be spread out more like this, I think. I'll do it like that. I think that's correct. That will not give us a trajectory. In fact, I think it'll give us... That's... Yeah, that's closer. Okay. Am I right about that? Yeah, and that'll save us a whole 30 meters per second. Oh my gosh. Dude, that was so worth it. I mean, it could actually be completely worth it. I legitimately do not know at this point. This engine, I will activate manually after I quick save. One moment. Okay, we have quick saved. I can now activate this engine. It makes the funny noise. Okay. Gonna be a 2-minute and 24-second burn. 3, 2, 1 minute. The purple is not a texture bug, it is intentional because we're going to Eve. Thank you, random guy from 12 years in the future who is watching this video and is complaining that there's no textures. There are textures. Okay, you can stop wiggling now. It's fine. Alright. 2,700 meters per second, as far as I'm aware. This actually says 4,000, but I'm gonna ignore that because that's counting this delta B in the satellites, which I can siphon, but like, there's no point. This is just the SAS system being goofy. Wait, what is this? Cease your tomfoolery. What was that? No, you stop that. Aren't any of you acting up? What the heck was that? No. Don't you... Staging fail. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about. This is actually pretty stable, I'm not gonna lie. We have solar panels on all 4 sides. Should not have to worry about EC, mostly because we're going closer to the sun, which means there's more power. 5 satellites. Alright, what altitude do we think? We could go geosync, or actually we might just go geosynchronous. 1 second. What altitude is geosynchronous at? I need to pull up my spreadsheet. That is not actually a spreadsheet. It's Notepad. Don't make fun of me. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Do I actually have this one thing open 12 times? That's not conducive to adding information to a spreadsheet. Whatever. How we doing here? Halfway done? Sick. I need to go into my notes. Pull up Eve. Eve has a stationary orbit height of 10,328,470 meters. That sounds fine to me. We'll go for geosynchronous. You know what? It'll fit the fake lore that definitely exists, where the reason maybe we station a base directly under the satellites. That'll be cool. You know, assuming nothing happens to the satellites, which is not a given. It's not a given yet. The lag we have right now from 24 FPS is purely due to part lag and not graphics. How do I know that? Because I landed a thing at Eve with less parts, but bigger as a test. Test did not work, by the way. I tried building an Eve Ascent vehicle. It went up. It went up for a little while. It went up. It went up a little bit more, and then it stopped going up, and then it actually went down again, and then it blew up. We're gonna get to that. Not today. I need to do a little bit more testing. I think I can build an Eve Ascent vehicle. I don't know how many Kerbals it'll take up. It'll probably take up 1. At least on the first iteration that I attempt this feat. But, yeah. We have other things to do before that. So yeah. We're gonna do those things first. Alright, Apoapsis is almost out of the atmosphere. And by atmosphere, I mean Kerbin's sphere of influence. Definitely the same thing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Wait for these 2 things to match up. In approximately 5, 3, 2, 1, 0. Closing. Burn, bin. They're not actually aligned, but it's close enough that I feel comfortable with it. Goodbye, Kerbin. Ba-ba-da-ba. This needs to be smaller. But not too high on my priority list. Complaining about this video game. Not at the moment. Still nothing from the devs, which is, you know, fun. Okay, we want a close approach. Which is close to an approach. That works. 315, I think I can spend that money. Don't know how much fuel I got, but because the game has stolen that information from my screen or something. I don't know where it went. They won't tell me. They won't tell me. They're holding the information hostage. I do not appreciate that. Let's see. Where's my maneuver node? It's here. This looks pretty efficient as well, so I'm happy with that. Eve is not always forgiving with that. Although, I will say, the orbit is currently retrograde, which, yeah, it's... I'm gonna ignore that and just make it prograde, like it should be. We want 90 kilometers. I'm gonna bring this all the way down to 90, man. All the O-berth effect will be mine. That's right. Every single last O-berth will be affected. Every single one. Or maybe I'll just bring it down to 95. Just because I have absolutely zero faith that this is going to be in the same spot. Let's be real. Let's warp to the node. 40, 30, 20. Let's actually point towards the node as well. That'd be helpful. That's actually going pretty quick. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. See, a lot of people are saying, let KSP2 die. Let's all just go back to KSP1 and sing Kumbaya. And here's the problem. Like, KSP1, you can mod KSP1, but it has some core things that you can't mod out of the game. Axial tilt, the best you can do is put everything on a crazy inclination. And then you have axial tilt for one planet. Ground physics. There's only so many patches you can do. So they just needed a complete rework in a new engine. A lot of people complain about Unity. Fair, but Unity is not necessarily the problem with physics. A lot of people are just like, let's make the Unreal Engine thing happen, which is okay. Also, no, because you can make some pretty horrible games. Like, Unreal Engine doesn't just like your game doesn't work. Unreal Engine, it works now. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works, man. I wish that's how it worked. Then I could just like pour over my own code and just be like, well, unfortunately, Unity's not working. If only Unreal Engine happened, and then magically everything is fixed and works perfectly. No. No. It don't do that. It is unfortunate, but it do not be like that. It would be cool to have KSP on Unreal, but I think there's a reason I don't know the reason. I think there was a reason they kept it on Unity. Probably actually because the game started in 2017 when Unity was still a thing and Unreal Engine was less of a thing. I think. I don't quote me on that because that's probably wrong. It was certainly less used, I think. It's used in like everything now. And you might be able to switch the engine mid-run, but I don't think so. I'm gonna fine-tune the heck out of this trajectory out here because I think that's really funny. I'd say it was definitely used less than it is now, at least in 2017, because the game technically started in 2017. And if you wanted to change engine, I think you have to rewrite everything. I don't make games, though. So, that could be wrong. I'm not a game dev. Wait a minute. Which way is this going? Are we entering here and exiting here? Or is it coming out of here and going in? Interesting. I don't know. We'll fix it when we get there. I'm deferring. I defer your inquiry to a later time. Let's just see which side it appears to be going towards and go from there. Because if it is going to this side, that'd be nice. It does not, in fact, appear to be going to that, is it? What side are you going to? Maybe it's going to this side, or is it going to the other side? Bro, I have no idea. Oh no, it is going to this side. Okay, we're good. Bit of an inclination, but we have strategy to defeat such evil problems within stuff and things. Alright, we have arrived at Eve Wix. Did anybody else see that? Did anybody else just see a sheer cliff face show up on the screen? Huh? I just got jump scared by a cliff. Where did it come from? Where did it go? I don't know. I've been assaulted by a cliff. A space cliff. Probably Gilly somehow glitched itself on. Yep, that is the. Maybe it was the Kraken. The Kraken spawned a cliff in front of me to spook me out. Not okay, man. Do not appreciate. That's not. I want Radeon. That's what I want here. Retrograde's not as effective out here. You want a translation to do this. Ah, yes, that's much better. 92. I will take that wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly, I will take that. We want. I think we want to start the burn here. I actually don't know. Let's see. We want to go to there. Actually, no. Alright. Actually, Eve has a giant Oberth, doesn't it? This craft is not landing. This craft is going to orbit 5 times. Hence the satellites. Lest you think I can manage to land these on Eve without it going the greatest return craft of all time. Plot twist: Kraken drive. Alright, so we're gonna start with an elliptical orbit here so we can fix the inclination. I might not even go out that far. I might go out farther. Because I do not actually care. You know what? I'm just gonna point retrograde. I think it's more efficient than doing the little bit off-axis thing. How less efficient is it? Not very, but yeah, alright. Screaming past Eve here. 8-second burn, 86 meters per second, that's pretty good. Those 2 reaction wheels that are actually in line with each other appear to be working way better than these 2 were. So, yep. I don't know how I'm going to deorbit this with non-functioning reaction wheels. Maybe this has a reaction wheel. Oh, no, it does. Okay, we're good. These are now greebling. Cool. Preparing for insertion burn. 2, 1. Begin. Begin insertion burn. Yep. Correct. That is how that works usually. Note. Try to add like 1 instead of 2. Because there's certain symmetry modes which appear to be broken. These 2 are broken. And we noticed, actually, I think this might be, hello. Purple. Okay. Alright, let's see, what, we need our flight engineer here. Micro engineer, give me my orbit. Micro engineer, give me my statistics! Alright, we're at a 5-degree inclination. We want to initiate a normal anti-normal burn at 0 latitude. So that would be latitude. Unfortunately, that's pretty close. I think we want normal down here. But we're gonna want to do it on this side because it's further away. I think it's further away anyway. I think it's like this, the line across. I don't have like a reference because the game doesn't give you your ascending and descending nodes, so you just have to look at the latitude. And I'm not sure if latitude is taking into account the, I think it's taking into account the axial tilt as well, so. What is the easiest planet to drive a rover on? What is it? I bet it's Kerbin, because you don't have to fly it anywhere. Seas, shallows. Alright, let's get into position here. We're at 0 point joule. Explain yourself. I require an explanation. This seems slightly counterintuitive given the fact that if you tried to land on joule, it would implode. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 0.3. Let me make sure this inclination is going to work. Alright, 0.2. We're going to start now. The reason we start a little bit early is because the shallower you have this angle, the easier, or the slower you approach this at. So now we're at 0.01. I want to go a little faster than that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see, but it has a surface right now. Thought you meant like practically. I think more Jupiter, but yeah. Inclination 0.057 currently. This is going to change when I deploy the satellites because this is way too precise for anything to be actually practical happening. I think it's really funny though. And I'd like the inclination to be. I mean, it's perfectly fine where it is now. I'm not going to kid anybody. There is absolutely no reason for me to perfect this to 0 inclination, but I'm going to do it because it is funny. 0.02, 0.01, 0.03. Hang on, 2, 1. Light work. I'm gonna like turn and it's gonna change. We are at an exactly something or other orbit. Yeah. Okay, so what altitude were we going to? We were going to an altitude of, I just opened Task Manager. I just opened Task Manager again. I just opened Task Manager. I want Notepad. Give me Notepad. 10,328,470. I'm going to keep that on my screen while I plot the course at the periapsis. So this will take... Oh. You know what? I like that. So the reason that that just happened is because I have the thrust limiter at 0. I really like how it actually accounts for your trajectory. That's another thing that KSP1 does worse. It just assumes you have an instantaneous change in velocity, which is not how that works. Alright, synchronous is about there. That'll take 100 meters per second, as opposed to, yeah, actually that's exponential, so, yeah, this was fine. 10,328,470. So we're just gonna deal with this for now. We'll deal with the rest of the decimal places when they become necessary, which is not right now. All right. So now all we need to do is find the periapsis. So we're gonna have to raise the backside of the orbit, because that's the apoapsis. That's where we want the circle to be. But for the other side, what we're going to have to do instead is we're going to have to do a little bit of math, which is to say basically no math, because I already did all the math. It's great. Where is my second screen? No, third screen. There we go. Okay, so the apoapsis is going to be... I literally did all this already. It's great. Watch. 10,328,470. And then I just take that number, and I also paste it here, and I get my answer. Amazing. It's like I planned this or something, and I don't have to use... I don't have to show this ever again, because I just did. It took 3 seconds. Professional. So what does that say? 7,279,624.677 meters. Thumbs up emoji. Maybe I'll do a video on how to do that at some point. It's like basic high school AP physics. It just occurs to me that AP physics is not a high school class, but shush. You learn that in physics. It's just Kepler's second law of planetary. I think it's the second law. If it's not, shush. Your opinion is not needed. Okay. It's you're just using you're solving for time. So you go from your altitude, you find your semi-major axis. You use that to find the time that the orbit takes, and then we want a resonance. So for in this case, it's a 4/5 resonance. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want this orbit to be 4/5 of the time. You plug that in. You plug it in backwards so that you get a semi-major axis is this length right here. It's half of the major axis of your ellipse, which is this length, with the minor axis being this way. You do 4/5, you plug it back in, and then you just do some like algebra, like literally algebra 1 levels of algebra, and then you find the periapsis. Burning! Haha, I used school math in something that's not school. And then we'll make it a career. I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. Wait, I bet my inclination's off now. Bet. Oh no, it's dropped to 0.003. No, my life is ruined. Bro, that's just not... Nope. My days of a spacefaring gentleman are over. My inclination is off by 0.002. My life is over. I'd rather be called a communist by McCarthy. That's an American history reference. Which only makes sense if you're okay. Also only makes sense if you're a boomer. Unless you, like, read textbooks, like I do, because I'm a nerd. Also, I don't read textbooks. Whatever. Okay, well, actually, I need to set up a node here. Oh my god, what am I doing? Too busy talking about communism. What is happening? We want this at 279. Beautiful. Oh, it is great. How's the latitude? Latitude's at 0. Sick. I don't actually know if... Does Eve have any axial tilt in KSP2? Eve, KSP2, axial tilt. I don't think Kerbin has any. I know Gilly has any. Does Eve have any axial tilt in... I want the KSP2 Reddit. Where is it? Not Reddit, sorry. What is it? This one. I don't know why. It's on a fandom wiki. It's weird. Orbital character. Why is it giving me cat videos? Leave. I see nothing about axial tilt here. Sick. 38-second burn. I wish I had a fuel reading. That'd be nice. Methalox. Methalox. I don't know where the cat videos came from, man. They just sort of showed up, and I don't even know if it was a video. Maybe it was for, like, surgery or something. I don't know. Do we think that's enough? I mean, okay, well, we'll think about it this way. 1,000 meters per second was probably a good chunk of this. Plus 1, so we have 1,100 here. Let's just round it up to 12 for the other stuff we did. So that was 12, right? So if we take this number, this is we're currently at, what is this? 0.25 divided by 8. We're at about a third tank volume. And let's say we have just expended 1,200 meters per second. That would mean we have about 600 meters per second, left. So, I think we're good. And if we're not, we can steal a little bit of fuel from this. I don't know how much we can actually take. But we can take a little bit. We can indulge. We can do a little bit of unarmed theft. It's fine. If you're stealing from another spacecraft, which is an inanimate object, and just transferred through the vacuum of space, but don't worry about that part, it's magic. Alright. F5. Doing a quick save. We're also going to point towards the node. That'd be smart. And thrust limiter does 100. 473 meters per second. Hopefully we have enough gasoline for this. I will be monitoring this with all deliberate action. That's not the word I'm looking for. Alright. Resource manager. Give me our resources. Give me my overlay. Or don't. It's fine. Micro engineer probably doesn't have anything either. Vessel. Total Delta V. Yeah, that's just total. Okay. Nice game. Appreciate. Not giving me any information at all. Once again, not just a KSP2 problem though. Alright, Apoapsis raising maneuver is going well. Oh god. Stop the presses. What just happened? I broke something. I'm also dropping frames. No, I'm not. I set it to not drop frames. I'm paused, by the way. The stream hasn't given out. It's fine. I did something and it broke something, and we stopped gaining altitude. Look, no altitude is being given. What have I done? What just happened? I broke something. I'm gonna quick save because that's what I did. That's probably the best thing I can do here. Cause it is burning fuel when that happens. Take 2. 9, 8, 7, 6. Game unpaused. Alright, take 2. Is a company we don't like right now, because they're not... you know what? I wonder if something happened, at take 2. This is relating to, why we haven't heard anything from the devs in, like, months. I wonder if something happened and they're under, like, an NDA or something. I don't know why they would be, or what that would imply. I'm just spitballing. But I have to wonder. Huh? Cause, yeah, because that's not really what an NDA is, but on the other hand, I mean, clearly the team was still there last week. It's not like something has stopped, because they've been releasing the weekly challenge things every single week, including last week, which was like build a tiny rocket or something. I don't know. I don't keep up with that. But all right, it's time to do precision maneuvering with featuring Kerbal Engineer Redux, the small edition. All right, we want an apoapsis of exactly. Wait, no, periapsis of exactly and exactly. Yeah, they did tweet. They did tweet that. Whether or not they're at work on the game, I don't know. But whether or not that means the team is not necessarily gone, I think that would imply at least that. Because they said they'll talk more when they can, which either means they're in the middle of making a YouTube video explaining something, at least to me anyway. Or like in the middle of like making a YouTube or something. But like, I feel like we'd see something, but we haven't seen anything. I don't know, man. It's all very confusing. Okay. Alright, we have now created the orbital resonance required, and we have not run out of fuel. So that's a good thing. I'm gonna run us to the periapsis here. When we'll deploy the first satellite. Well, the thing with an NDA does not necessarily have to just be nothing. It can be about a specific thing. Like, clearly when they're talking about colonies, they at least have some sort of internal thing where they're just like, we're not going to talk about colonies for X, Y reasons. Don't say anything. The end. Alright, I'm going to set this to radial in, and then deploy this. Couple. That will minimally affect our trajectory. So we are going to point prograde and activate the RCS system. That's right, we are activating the RCS system. Now that means we must be very, very careful. Because the RCS system has limited fuel and is only to be used in situations of minor control inputs. Thrust limiter, 10%. Thrust enabled, true. Ready to be used. Okay, maybe I need more thrust than that. Did I do that correctly? I think I did that correctly. Micro engineer, am I fixed? Am I doing anything? Oh, I see. I've turned off everything, haven't I? Including fore and aft, which is the one thing I... Yep, there we go. Ow. Okay. So the apoapsis is now fixed. This satellite is now going to do its thing and activate the engine. The engine is going to make sure that we are at the correct altitude. After we complete this, we have two options. We can either do the other one. There's going to be two other satellites, but they wouldn't fit in the cargo bay. And I didn't want to stretch the fuselage of that thing anymore. But we have two options. We can either build those two satellites for our scanning purposes, and I'm going to use ScanSat. Make no mistake, alright? We're gonna use that because we can. It's just, it's the prudent thing to do. I don't know if they've implemented slope yet, but we shall see. Okay, let's see. What? Stop hanging me. Oh my goodness. Dude is like, dude, you want to play video games? Like, dude, I am playing video games. Shh. Your opinion does not matter to me. Okay, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for the altitude that I want to be at. And the altitude is not in Task Manager. Stop clicking on Task Manager. I want my... Not a spreadsheet, please. Okay, what altitude am I going to? 10,328 is currently at 68. 68 is a larger number than 38. Also, enable torque. You know, chat. You know, I'm not saying this reaction wheel might be bugged and might have been causing problems earlier, but this reaction wheel was absolutely causing problems earlier. Okay. I'm glad we got that sorted out earlier. Utility disabled. Torque authority 0. You do not deserve to give my ship anything. Oh my god. I'm just gonna deal with the reaction wheels in the command pod there. It's small and insignificant, but it'll have to do. It also tends, it looks like everything is overshooting, which is really, really annoying to me. I also want more thrust than that. We want 328. We can... Alright. That we can destroy. This is our spaceship. Eve. Apoapsis. Alright, so we want a total orbital out. I'm going to open micro engineer for this. Once we reach apoapsis in approximately 7 minutes, we're going to point prograde and initiate the first insertion burn, which is not... Is it an insertion burn? It's really a apoapsis raising burn. I don't know. 600 meters per second. It's perfectly adequate. There's Eve. You know, the lore reason is, in order to punch through the atmosphere with these signals, you gotta go straight down. Is that how atmospheres work? Maybe? I'm gonna say they are. Because then I can have lore and just have, like, some sort of settlement directly under one and say it was intentional. Oh my, we've increased the inclination to 0.009. My life has ended. I feel like I'm totally taking a plasma blackout, but don't worry about it. It's fine. Maybe Eve has a really, really statically charged atmosphere, and it just really hates satellite signals. I don't know, man. I don't pay the insurance bill. I don't gotta deal with this in real life. I don't know what insurance has to do with this at all. Something, I'm sure. Space satellite insurance. Actually, you know what? Actually, I don't know. I don't know if a thick atmosphere would actually affect a satellite's ability to talk through it. If it is statically charged, like if it's like constantly storming, you might get something. We're gonna go with that. Maybe Eve is all. Maybe just Eve is the Great Red Spot. Maybe that's it. Or maybe it just has a really, really vigorous ozone layer. It just deletes radio signals. Its entire... Plot twist. Eve is just a retro reflector. How does that work? Yes. Alright, let's see. I want... This is working right. Yeah. We want 328. Wow, it just does not want that to be there, like, at all. Which is really unfortunate that this reaction wheel has decided to go AWOL. Because the other ones seem to be working fine. Well, the inclination is increasing by negative orders of magnitude of insignificance. Oh my goodness. Truly a tragedy. I think with an orbit this big, I'm going to say that this is fine. Deactivate, radial in, point towards the planet, begin doing radio satellite things. Thank you. Control. Gonna point radial out for the next one. If you're going to release at the periapsis. It's also going to be really hard for me to judge if I did this right, because 4/5 does not divide evenly by 2, so there's not going to be a satellite directly across. It is quite unfortunate. I don't see anything that has changed. That is quite convenient, actually. Let's see, do you work? I'm honestly not entirely sure why this is happening. Not gonna lie. Cease your tomfoolery. We can now activate the engine. We are going to need to perform a little bit of retrograde burn here. We're a little bit high again. We want 328. Back to apoapsis. What do we think? Does that look like a fifth? Yeah, it looks like a fifth. Maybe it worked. Maybe it failed completely. I have no idea. I think that looks good. Don't act like it looks perfect. The nice thing about having a bigger orbit is it doesn't matter as much if you're precise, because if you're off by a second and your orbit is 1,000,000 seconds, it takes 1,000,000 orbits. Wait, do I have that right? If it's off by 1 second, but there's 1,000,000 seconds, after 1,000,000 orbits, it'll be off by a second? No. It takes 1,000,000 orbits to go all the way around. That's a lot of orbits. And I think the difference is like 0.0 seconds or something like that. It's not that big. That sounded completely wrong. I think it's 1,000,000 seconds. Something like that. That's nice. I want radial in. Give me radial in, Johnny. Who's Johnny? Johnny Kerman? Like Billy Kerman, but Johnny. I'm trying to line these two things up. In order to do that, I need to do a little bit retrograde. The actual is at 0.4. So we're a little bit fast. I'm just not going to worry about it, though, because, like, the lines are basically on top of each other. It's not that big of a deal if they're a little bit off. At least, if this, I don't care enough right now. I can go back later if I get bored. Right. Satellite numero the 3rd. Eve periapsis. Alright. Decouple. Lost a little bit, mainly because our mass is decreasing. And we want a little bit retrograde. Oh my god, we slung it. Oh, there it goes. Oh, this RCS was a good idea. I like this idea. I'm using this on every single transfer stage from now on. Smart. Hey, do you work? Hey, buddy, you work? I don't think it works. That sucks. Alright, this is actually in the correct orientation. So we're going straight to apoapsis. 328. Copyright claim from some dude who made a song. I don't know. TM, some dude who made a song at some point. Satellite number 3. I think this looks good. I mean, the satellite's here. I guess if this angle from this to this to this looks like from this to this to this is half, which it does, I think we're good. 328. A little bit of radial in again. Making circles with satellites. I am still working on a program that is going to do this for me. I'm trying to learn Unity. And in order to do that, I picked something that should not be coded within Unity. Perfectly fine. I am sane. Definitely. We need prograde. Oh no, not Unity. Oh no, everyone hates Unity. And then I learned Unreal Engine has block code now. How? I don't know, man. They like went from C++ to block. How does that even work? I'm just gonna stick with C# because I actually know C#. Well, I don't know C#, but I know it better than... I took a Java class. I know how to code in it. I don't know it, if that makes any sense. Like, I can add numbers in C#. I can't add numbers in C++. It's too hard. They tell me I have to manage my RAM, or else adding 2 numbers will cause a memory leak and cause my computer to blow up. I didn't want to deal with that. I don't think I could even parse C# or C++, man. I don't think I could. It's like the hard mode of coding. I get that you can do more... Well, you can do more complicated things more easier. But no. It just terrifies me. And then they went to block code, so I don't even know how that works. Easier equals better. I'm not even kidding. Apparently you can code in like block. Like, you know, like those like the kids games are like, this is how you code a robot. Take this block and put it here, and if you want to loop, you're right. Like Scratch. Is that what code is? I don't know what it is. There's a coding language that is just like that, but I think it's Scratch. I don't know. I'm not versed enough in the code industry to know that for certain. But wait, let's see. We need a little bit of retrograde here. But like how they went from C++ to block. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. I'm just gonna stick with basically Java. C# is basically Java. There's like a couple different things, but like if you know Java, I picked up C# basically immediately. Like the way you print to console is different, and like how you organize your classes is like slightly different. But it's basically just Java. But Microsoft made it instead. So there's that. And I took a course on Java. So therefore, it was actually it was AP Computer Science. So, and I got a 4, which means I'm good-ish at it. Except for recursion. Don't get me started on recursion, because I do not understand how that crap works. When the method calls the method that the method is in the method, that's where I draw the line, man. That is where stuff gets weird. And then they gave us a paper exam. I'm not even kidding. The AP Computer Science exam is on paper. You have to literally write code. Not like type code, like write it with a pencil on paper. It's also annoying because I mean, I get why. It's basically forcing you to be accurate. Because, like, if you forget the little semicolon at the end, you're not allowed to simulate it and make sure your code works. You just have to know that the code works. Which, fair, also brutal and unrealistic, because that's not how people code. They do not get it right on the first time every time, but that's what they're testing you on, so okay. Also, coding someone else's methods is whack. Like, FRQs, I think I did way better on the FRQ, which is the what the heck is it? Free response question. They're like, make code that does X, and then you write code that does X. It is much worse on the multiple choice, where they're like, alright, so this is code, what does it do? And then you have to parse it. And there's 30 of them. I don't know how many there were. I think there were like 30. It's like, oh. Oh my god, it's freaking out. Stop it. No. Okay. I'm wondering if a quick save would help with that. I do wonder. I do wonder. I wonder if a quick save is the cure. It's probably not, but eh. Yep. So they'll give you like a sorting method, and they're like, what kind of sorting method is this? Or they'll tell you it's a sorting method, and then be like, well, how is it sorted? Is it binary? Does it like, it's like, there's ways to tell. It just takes forever. And because because here's the thing, like, if you write the code and you know what everything does, cool. If you don't know, if you didn't write the code, it's like exponentially harder to tell what the heck they were doing, which is annoying. It's a skill you kind of need, I get it, but like, oh my god, that was painful. And then you get to the ones that aren't paragraphs, and they're like, what does this loop do? It's like, oh, well, it's just counting to 11. Duh. Even a baby could parse that. Actually, probably not. Not me when I was a baby. Alright. Second to last satellite. The ring is looking good. Let's see if it falls between these two. Looks like it is going to. Which means... Why did I pick 5? Goofy number. There is no other reason. The reason is goofy number. I completely messed that up, by the way. I'm aware. The inclination on this one is crazy. It's like overcorrected all over the place. Okay. Sick. It's the second to last one. I don't mind. I do mind, but I don't mind. Alright, we need a little bit of radial out here. The satellite rings are the best. And then after this, I think there's... Okay, so there's the 2 satellites that need to be in specific orbits. Specific polar orbits. I'll put them at, like, 90, because then they look cool. But, yeah, you have that. And then, are you gonna, like, radial out, please? It decided to do it eventually. It's gonna overshoot. Okay, I'm actually gonna quick save here and load it, see what happens. I want to see if that'll help. Maybe it'll fix the reaction wheel. I don't know, but maybe. I can dream. Seemed to fix... Or it worked on the other craft. I'm not sure why it wouldn't work on this. It did not, in fact, work on this. Oh, and it would appear I dropped frames on the loading screen. That's inconvenient. Oops. Okay. Thanks, YouTube. Because it ain't me. OBS over here is not what's losing those frames. I would know as well. Actually, that's a... No, actually, no, I don't think that would happen on wow. Just forego how to speak for a second. Sick. We want 328. Oh, now YouTube is lying. Oh yeah, you're missing bitrate. No, I'm not. I fixed the bitrate. You're telling me this late. And after this, it's going to tell me that 10,000 is a smaller number than 6,800. Happens every time. It's like, it takes the bitrate that you're streaming at the moment and assumes that it's still lower, but it's at 10,000. So I'm not... How did you mess... You messed up a basic inequality. How have you done this? YouTube needs to take Algebra 1. I know it won't, but it'd be really, really funny. In my defense, it would be funny. Okay, I need to set this radial out correctly first. I can get this to go, but we're at a current altitude. I want this apoapsis to flip to here, then I can do a retrograde. Not what I meant. Okay, let's go to that. Then I can do a... Actually, yeah, no, now I can do a retrograde. That should pull this apoapsis this way, which would put me on an ascending trajectory, because before we were on a descending trajectory. I want it to be here, or just anywhere here, so that I can do this burn before the next satellite has to go. That's the only reason. Ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da. Why does my mouse blink every time I time warp? Stop. Stop your tomfoolery. Yeet. 328. Okay, I can deal with that being a little bit low. Or really over here. Okay. How much... I have a couple designs that I want for like a surface base, because the end goal is colonization of Eve, right? But here's the thing. Colonies are like next update, and I think on the pipeline of trajectory something or other, ideally you'd think they would have come out this month or next month. So we want to leave room for a main colony. Mostly for lag reasons. I don't want fully simulated anything down on the surface. That would be the benefit of it. That's the other thing that KSP2 should do better than KSP1. And the reason it was actually probably necessary is that ground bases in KSP1 kind of suck. In the base game, there's no point. they're just there for cool. But in mod, if they're usually balanced for realism and gameplay, which means you do want a larger colony if you want the colony to do more than one thing. Yeah, summer, so yeah. This month, next month, or the month after that, which would be fine. Anyway, but, you know, I've tried to build colonies in KSP1, and then you walk up to them, and one of two things happens. One, game start lag. Two, did anybody else see a large orange flash on the horizon? And some distant bangs? I wouldn't worry about it. You walk up, oh, it turns out the game spawned the colony in the ground, and it's gone. Thanks, KSP. And that's a KSP1 problem, not a KSP2 problem. Well, it can happen in KSP2. I've actually had I actually haven't had that big of a problem, but then again, I haven't built massive colonies. I actually haven't been subjected to, like, the colony horrors that some people have posted. Like, oh my god, I walked up to my colony, and it jumped. That's happened to me. I've had my colony do a little bit of Mario, but, I haven't had it clip into the ground. I've had things on wheels clip into the ground when I was deploying them to go to the colony. I have a feeling it was before they added physics easing. Or it's a mod I had. That's also a possibility, is that I had a mod that was, like, helping, which is probably possible. It's actually probable one of the mods helped. Don't know which one, but colonies are alive. Oh my god, this satellite is definitely above the others. It's fine. I can fix it later. There's a later. There's always a later. Ha 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 ha. Why does it... I've had reaction wheel bug before. It's not actually game breaking. It's just a little annoying. It only happens after you separate it, and, like, before you quick save or something like that. There's like a very specific thing that triggers it, and it just happens to be the same sequence of events that happens when I try to launch satellites like this. Deactivate. Point towards the middle. Wonder if it has something to do with RCS. That's possible. Oh, and the other annoying thing, in KSP1, if you want to go click on something over there, like, I want to go to this ship, and then focus on it, in KSP2, you just double click on it, and it teleports you to it. In KSP1, I have to do, like, tab, 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 switch between every single ship in the entire world. It's not great. I don't like that. It's not. I want this ship. Control Spaceship 42. We are currently spinning in circles. Sick. Love spinning in circles. It's my favorite hobby. Okay, I thought we were going to overshoot that by approximately 12 light years. Okay. We're good. And the final... Pick an orientation, please. Thank you. No. Okie dokie. So before we do this, first of all, we have to fix the trajectory, which would involve activating the engine, as you do. Tessin is yelling at me. Play Star Citizen. We need to do thing before thing happens. Thank you. Just okay. What? Oh yeah, that. I got into Star Citizen. You know, the meme game that half of the internet hates and the other half is just like, yes, this is the greatest game to ever come out, and I want plushies. That's how I translate like every game that has controversy around it in like some way, because it's kind of similar to KSP2 in a way. It just never comes out of alpha. Badunchi. Funny. You know, the joke is the release is only 2 years away every single year. Like right now they're saying it's gonna come out in 2026, guys. It's fine. The difference being there's like clearly always development happening. They're good at communication. KSP2 has not been great. They were great at communication for the first year. And then this year, something happened. I think the meme was they fired their social media team. So they just don't tell us anything anymore. Like, clearly somebody at their team was a pilot, and they were like, don't worry, guys. I got this, alright? Aviate, navigate, communicate, alright? We're gonna code the thing, and then we're gonna think about how we're gonna code the thing. We're gonna make sure we're on the right track, and then we don't need to communicate. That part, we don't need to worry about that part. Don't worry about the communication, alright? That's actually only aviate and navigate. There is no communication. Don't worry about it. Nods head aggressively. This is the theory. Don't know if it is the practice, but it would be really funny if it was. Satellites appear to have ringed very well. We have put a ring on it. Thrust limiter 100. Yep. Oh, there's another thing. This was this was like a month ago. Was it hang on. I don't believe that for a second. Was it? Oh my god, I overshot. I don't believe that for a second. There's no way it was over a month ago already. Well, okay, so basically, over spring break, which was like March. Oh god, it was over 2 months ago already. I'm getting old. No. Anyway, we had a senior trip. Like we have all year. We do like the fundraising stuff, and then we get to vote where we go in Europe usually. And this time it was Europe. And they gave us 2 options. They were like, alright, you can go to the great country of Italy! Or you can go to London, which is rainy, and France, which is France. So, obviously, we picked London and England, because London and England, no, England and France. Okay, there we go. Anyway, was it really that long ago? Oh my goodness, it was. Thank you, phone. You were a great help here. Italy! Yes. But can I point retrograde, please? That'd be very, very convenient for me right now. Okay, so basically so basically we go to these 2 countries, and that's what we went to go to. So what was I gonna say? Oh yes. So basically, you go to England, right? And England, cause like, I'm the American, right? So you go to England, and England is just basically America, but English, which means they pronounce everything slightly differently. Everything is posh, and they know it. Trust me, it is a running joke there as well, as far at least with the people I've interacted with. And they speak the same language. It's great. Then you go to France, and a surprising amount of people also speak English, and it's great, actually. I did not. I expected to have to like learn half of the French language. I actually didn't. Did say mercy after every sentence though, because you know you gotta be polite, man. You're the guest in the country. You gotta do the respect stuff. Yeah. I actually did not expect that much English though. Because I mean I get it because it's like basically I don't want to say universal language of the world at this point because it's not. But you think of like every country and you go there. That is actually a good point. They do live right next to the English country. But but like you think at least when you're over here, I don't know about anyone else, but when you're in America, you typically think of, oh yeah, the Germans, they all speak German, which they probably all do speak German. But you think that means that they also you don't really imagine immediately that I just bumped my hand on my desk and now it's in great pain. But you don't your brain doesn't immediately go to that, oh yeah, they're probably also English speaking. You think of Italy and they're all speaking like, oh, I'm actually Italian. I don't know any Italian, like at all. But you think of that and you're just like, oh yeah, the beats, they speak like this and they all speak Italian or something. I don't know what Italians sound like. I do. Anyway. But yeah. So that was a thing. But then there's the there's the other thing, because the EU has like the thing. It's not as it was actually in Britain again. Basically, the way the passport system works is you have your passport, you put it on the machine thing, and then it like scans your face, which is really cool. If it worked. It worked for me every time because I understand what it's doing. But because like for example, my passport, I'm there. I'm like, I don't think I'm smiling in it, and I don't have my glasses on, and I assume what the machine does is it looks at that and then compares your face to it, and it's probably smart enough to realize that this dude is wearing glasses right now. I should remove that. But half of the people with glasses on failed to get through the machine on like the first, second, and third try. I am an analytical guy, so I look at that and I'm like, glasses bad. I take them off, and it just lets me through immediately. So, that was a thing. Did I do this right? Yes, I did do this right. Oh, I'm so smart. Analytics or something. I don't. Okay, we're gonna teleport here. This is like the last one, and I'm just like stalling because I'm talking about Europe or something. I don't know. It was fun. We went to well, we went to London, obviously, in England, because we had a week there, but we had a week to go to 2 countries, which meant we had three 2-day trips. We went one in England, then we spent a day going to France. We went to Normandy, then we went to Paris, and then we went back home. So that was fun. We had all of this. Most of the seniors in our class went. It was great. Then we got back and we got to speak to an actual human being at security, and for some reason I found this comforting. Don't know why. Just talking to a real human being. Yes, it is both. It's like in what, 3 months? No, it's not in 3 months. It's in 3 weeks. Oh my god. It is both great, and it also feels awful. Like, oh my god, can I just have 13th grade? Normandy in France. Yeah, well actually it was Caen, technically. We went to Normandy, but we actually stayed in Caen. And because the leader of the trip is the U.S. not the U.S. the also the European history, they're like kings. They're like, yeah, they're like, oh yes, so there were like kings here, and they did king stuff, like conquer other kings. Also, like, Khan, I think it's Khan. Anyway, we went to the, oh no, we went, because that's the other thing. So Europe developed in the Middle Ages when people walked to other places with their feet and with horses. Which means you're thinking of a place in Europe, right? And you're like, well, if I want to get from that place to this other place in the same country, I gotta, like, drive for, like, 2 days. It's gonna be awful. Wait, there's a train that gets me there in an hour? Oh. Like, or, like, we like, drove from, like, we drove from Khan to Bayou, and it took an hour, maybe it was 2 hours. It was like, oh, stuff is close to other stuff here. And I know those places are like pretty close as well, but like Europe, when you think of Europe and the United States, you're like, oh yeah, like countries are big. Well, not even just the infrastructure, but just like countries are big, right? Because you live in the United States of America. The United States of America is, like, the size of Europe. And, like, several countries in Europe fit inside Texas at the same time. Like, like, it is very interesting. Yeah, it is awful here. This is why well, actually, no, it's also just a big country as well. Actually, I finished this, haven't I? I have in fact finished this, which means it's time to deorbit this. Control. So, a lot of people think of the US and they're just like, oh my goodness, awful public transit, which is true. Our cities are not organized well, but on the other hand, what am I thinking? The cities aren't organized well, but they're also older. Well, okay, well, the cities aren't older, but the infrastructure is, if that makes any sense. Like, for example, London, you normally think of, it's like that of the oldest cities, but on the other hand, half of it got bombed and is now new. So when they made newer things, they did things like make subways and stuff, which, I mean, they did here as well, but they just did it more in Europe because they could, which is great. We got to compare the London subway, which is known as the Tube, which is quite fun and goofy. That's deorbited now. Sick. It's quite goofy. And then you go to France, and France has subways that are like twice as smooth. And I'm like, we just come off like 2 days later. We're just like constantly going to the Tube. Like, it's like super fast. If like you can hear when you go around the turn too quickly, like the flanges on the wheels hit the side of the rail and goes, ee! And it sounds like you're like scraping the wall or something. You're not, but it is very loud. If it rocks a bit too much, I think the little like third rail like disconnects slightly from the electrical contacts, and like half the lights go out. It's like it is an experience. Like if you filmed it correctly, you could film a very convincing horror movie in there. It is great. But then you go to France and it's like the most chill subway ever. And then I realized why, because it is an incredibly smooth ride. And I was like, why is this? And then I looked down at one of the trains, and the trains had rubber wheels. This confused me greatly. Trains don't have wheels. Trains have wheels made of steel. I actually did research into it because I was so incredibly confused as to how trains with rubber wheels worked. It turns out that the train is sideways. It's basically like the People Mover at Disney with no added features. Like, it's a central guide rail, and that's what has the train on it. And because of that, it basically just uses that as a guide rail. It actually runs on the rubber. And the problem with that can be that they're way hotter, and some of the trains don't have air conditioning. That's the only problem. So here's the fun thing. You're in a tunnel. You don't need air conditioning half the time anyway. No, that was weird. I had to like look. I did like a triple take the first time. I was just like, wait, was that a truck wheel? No, that was a no. Wait, this is a train. That was a truck wheel. No, it wasn't a truck wheel. It was a train. That was a truck wheel on a train. Okay. Let's see. Do I have the times to do? I think I have the times to do the things. We shall design 2 satellites. I don't think we can fly them. I think the next one would be deployment of the satellite, and then designing. Maybe we design the space station, because I want there to be a space station, because space stations are cool. I'm gonna mute for approximately 12 seconds to look at. Well, not to look at anything. Hang on, I'll be right back. It'll be like 30 seconds. It won't be that long. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in business. We can build things. Okay. Actually, you know what I want to do first? I want to go to not the mission control. No. Actually, you know what? We can claim this. Hey. We did it. We got science. Thanks, science. So this is gonna. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Did you just tell me to land on Eve with 10 Kerbals and then return to Kerbin? Huh. Okay. Did not expect that. Perform an environment survey. Chat, we were literally just there. Isn't that where we were? Oh dear. Well, that's a thing. This is Moho. We'll get to Moho eventually, but not now. This is. Why would you do that? Did AI write this? I mean, 10 Kerbals, isn't it? It's not that many. It's only like 10. Like, how hard could it possibly be? Yes. What is, there was another one that was, is it just this one? I wonder what it counts. Does this mean take all the Kerbals back? Does it just say, do you have a vessel on Eve with 10 Kerbals? Check. Did you bring one of them back? Check. Because if that's the case... And the other thing would be, does this have to be one vessel? Or, can I land 10 Kerbals, transfer the Kerbals off of them onto 10 separate rockets, and launch them each individually to Kerbin? Or maybe, like, launch them all up to a mothership and then launch the mothership back to Kerbal. There are several ways of doing this. We're gonna have to think about that, because I don't know if I can build an Eve Ascent vehicle with 10 Kerbals without... I don't even know if I would be able to land that. Those landing legs are going to collapse, man. This might be the base thing. We shall try that. We want... Oh, what was... Oh, wait, no. I want the R&D center. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Okay. Finish this one. Finished. So we're here. We want... How much science do we have? We have 5,000, which means we can do this one, and we can do this one. I think we do this one because of the big heat shields. So we're gonna buy that because of the big heat shields. That will be useful later. That will be quite useful later. So the big experiment, I believe, is the same experiment as this, which is why we're just gonna build a space station. Because then I don't have to spend more science. Yep. So before that, we need a research satellite with a direct communication antenna and a relay communication antenna. So we'll use this one, and these do need to be 2 separate satellites. I think that we can have enough fuel on each of them that they can self-guide wherever they need to go. So I think I'll just do that. So we'll have the one satellite. Oh, that's right, this thing is huge. And this thing can, don't think you have to bring them all back. That would be very nice, because I don't want to. I want to strand all of them. I mean, what? I mean, I want to bring all of them back. Of course, I want to bring all of them back. Yep. All of them. No survivor. I mean, nobody left behind. Don't worry about it. I'm not insane. Just don't tell nobody. Okay. So I think this will be the first one. It's got this. I think it needs... Do we risk the reaction wheel? I think we risk the reaction... Stop it! I want to click dish. I think we risk the reaction wheel. Because it'll just be so much more convenient if it does work. And this is 1 satellite as opposed to 2, so it won't fail. Because it's not supposed to. Alright, let's do this. This will give us 800. If we instead use the spark, I think it gives us 700. Yeah, about 700. So we're going to use this one, because it's a satellite, and it doesn't need much thrust. This is going to be the research satellite. Enabled, Orbital Survey. And then the second satellite is going to be communication satellite, which is this one. Which, we could use this one, but I want to use this one because I never use this one, and this one looks funnier. And there's like you never get to use that one specific satellite, so we're gonna use that one specific satellite. Let's start it over here. You know what? Let's make it look interesting. Let's use the not the big octo. Let's use this one. Let's put the 2 satellites sort of against it like this. Make it kind of look like a GPS satellite like this. Let's put the batteries on the top. Then we can have, maybe we put like a little trussy thing on the sides, so we kind of like box it like that. Yeah, I think I like that. We can have, we'll do this. We can put the gyro here on the bottom. We can put... Maybe we put just like a nose cone on the top? I don't think I like that. No. Let's see. Let's put... Maybe we just put this on the top. Kind of box that off. Because it's not really boxed. But if it kind of looks like it, I think it'll look cooler. It also does not want me to place it on the side here. Okay. Fine. Don't let me do that. Maybe I do it this way instead. I think that's better. We'll do that. You can have the engine on that. Clip it up a bit so it looks like it's actually a part of the spacecraft. Push these in a bit. And then I think we have a nice looking little spacecraft. Yeah. I think that'll work. And we'll just put this one top of the other one. Like that. Put them both in a fairing, give it a transfer stage, and I can do all that stuff tomorrow. What can I add to this today? Actually, I might do all that off camera just so I jump right into this. You know, for the like audience retention or something or other like that. I don't know, man. Something like that. What can I greeble onto this? Anything? Maybe a battery on the top? No. I can greeble 4 of them here. Yes, greebling. Greebling. It just means random detail. For no reason. I used to do this with stations a lot in KSP1, where that doesn't really matter. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I'm missing. Missing some giant solar panels. Why are they massive? No reason at all. I think it's funnier though. If it just has a giant set of solar panels. Kinda wish they came out at an angle, but I think this will be fine. I wish there was an intermediate size. That's not an intermediate size by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe we'll just go with these. Then, comically large solar panel moment, yes. And this will fold up nicely. Or not. If you're on the solar panel side. Maybe we give the giant solar panels to this. No, the Gigantor. We need we need the 1.5s back. The 1x5s, like those ones. From they added them in like one of the more recent updates. They're like mid-sized. They were perfect for like everything. They fixed like all the problems. It was great, but yeah. Alright, so I think on the top here we'll just add like a little greeble in the form of a battery. Like, we'll just take a single battery, because I want to preserve this upper node. It'll just make it easier to attach stuff to it. There we go. Perfect. Alright, well, there are 2 satellites. Satellites for Eve Conquest or something. Save. Eve Conquer. Sats. Yes. Thumbs up emoji. So let's make sure that's saved. Save. Eve Conquer Sats. Sick. Okay, and with that, it looks like I have to go eat now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to watch more of my amazing content, then all you have to do is wait approximately 24 hours or maybe less. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to be online again tomorrow for sending these two up and then designing a space station. I punched my roof. Ow. Why did I do that? Okay. Anyway, yeah. This was bug-filled and yet not. So, yeah. And with that, remember, chat, it's not over till it's over. Bye.